Have you ever wondered what it would take to go from help desk slash network operations center to full network engineer? That's what I want to find out in this series. So this video is going to be the first in the path from home labbing to network engineer. This will be a 6-month journey, and I will post one video every 2 weeks. Maybe more, but it will at least be 12 by the end of this. First, let's talk about the schedule and the formatting. So what I did was I asked ChatGPT what are the bare necessities to become a network engineer and to create a schedule to learn and do all of this in 6 months. And this is what it gave me. It'll be broken down into months, obviously. And then from months, it'll be broken into 2 sections, each of 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks will have their own video, and then the last 2 weeks will also have their own video. The purpose of this is to learn, but also to document my journey and to see what I learn. I also hope that these videos gain some traction so that other IT professionals and network engineers and sysadmins can offer insight, opinions, things that will point me in the right direction to learn what I want to learn. So let's start with month 1. Month 1 was going to be networking fundamentals, but I kind of have that from working help desk and home labbing. So it's kind of going to be combined with learning ProxMox and learning the ins and outs so that I don't have to waste the time later if I get stuck on something that I don't know yet. I can just keep going through. Also, month 1 will also be covering DHCP, DNS, and CIDR, so I can have a better understanding of all of those. Really getting into it with month 2 is network devices and technologies. Week 1 and 2 will be covering devices. I'm going to set up my Homelab server, which you'll see in video 2, to mimic real-life production work environment. It's going to have multiple virtual machines, each with physical and virtual NICs on it. But basically, it's going to be running on a regular switch as well, so that I can set up VLANs and tagging and everything like that. I will also have Wi-Fi running in one of the virtual machines with a card passed through to it, so I can practice signals and strengths and interference and things like that. Week 3 and 4 will be routing and switching. I will work on OSPF and EIGRP, and I will also configure rules on ProxMox and PfSense just for basic networking. Month 3 is network security. Week 1 and 2 will be network security fundamentals. Here I'll have hands-on labs where I'll implement basic firewall rules, which, spoiler, I've kind of already done because I've already have this server built and ready to go. I'm just recording this after the fact. And then the virtual machines, either Windows or Linux, will have Wireshark to analyze traffic going over the network and making sure I have it configured correctly, because I don't want to see traffic that should be in a separate VLAN on the same network or the same VLAN that I have the virtual machine that's doing the Wireshark on. So that's just to ensure I've done the rules correctly. Week 3 and 4 will be security implementation, ACLs, rules, and setting up a VPN. All of that will be done with PfSense, and I can use my, virtual machine at work to set it up with, or I can do just a client to server VPN. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see what I can do. Now, month 4 may be a little bit different because the way that networking is going, everything has a lot more configuration and a lot more setup than it seems like it used to. And month 4 is going to be focused on DevOps basics, not diving deep into everything, just learning enough to automate some basic tasks like setting up virtual machines, configuring rules on switches, or making changes when a VM is no longer needed. It will remove that rule from the switch or router. That's going to be week 1 and 2. I'll also set up a GitHub account and repository and work on versioning control. Week 3 and 4 will be basically 1 and 2, but a deeper dive. Once I have a grasp of it and what I'm doing, I'm actually going to implement automation of creating virtual machines in ProxMox and setting rules via automation in the switch to set up the VLAN for that network adapter. Now, month 5 is kind of month 1, but it's really virtualization. I'm going to already know the ins and outs of ProxMox so that I can work through it fluidly and not waste time later on in the series. This one will be just a full month of learning software-defined networking principles and software-defined networking so that I can actually network with a virtual switch inside of ProxMox and connect virtual machines to that virtual switch and ensure connectivity and let them reach out of the network or out of the host if need be. And I can fully understand and grasp the concepts and how to do it. Now, month 6. Month 6 will be removing all of the virtual machines and setting up like a real production environment. Everything that I've done for testing, everything will be set to its default values aside from PfSense basic functionality rules. Just make sure it can still reach the internet, make sure it's still not serving DHCP because I want another server to do that, but make sure that it's also able to route traffic between VLANs, make sure that is still set up. But from there, I will mimic probably something like 3 virtual machines and 3 departments. So VLANs and subnets. Think of it like an IT subnet, a VLAN for accounting, and then one for like marketing. So to mimic a real environment. I don't want them to be able to have traffic visible to each other. I want it all to be gone through the router and to its destination. And again, Wireshark will be used to verify that my rules are correct and nothing's leaking. Hopefully I know enough by these 6 months to do that properly. And with that, that's the end of this video. If any of this seems interesting to you guys, I would really like if you subscribe and let me know in the comments how you feel about this. If you have any insights or ideas or things that I could do, should do, that you want to see, let me know. I want to learn as much as I can, and if other professionals let me know what they know, I believe the best way to learn is have other people teach you and then actually apply it so you learn it yourself. Because you can go and read all of these things online, and that's just not for me. I can't sit and read something for 30 minutes and then go do it and remember what I'm doing. I have to actively be working on it as I'm learning it to really get it down. And that's the whole point of this. So again, if any of this seems interesting to you guys, make sure to subscribe. I'll have the next video up the week after this one, and that one will be building the ProxMox host. And then the week after that will be a tour of my home network, my server rack, and then the actual videos for the series will begin. So I hope to see you guys in those videos. You guys have a good day.